Images can hold a moment in history for future generations. It can keep the memory of a loved one alive. It can be witness to a tragedy or a joy. Images can also change behavior, can stimulate understanding, and create a sense of urgency that'll move people into action. Photography is that universal language that speaks to the heart. Photography for me, it saves time. The camera's like a time machine. It documents my life. It shows people how I see them. It's also an expression of my art. It saves memories. It saves feelings. It actually truly helps me see. And I see photographs everywhere, even when I don't have a camera. Photography helps me see the world as really a beautiful place. Photography inspires others. It helps me heal, and it's one of the ways that I communicate. It's artful communication. And photography, I've made my livelihood. When I think about photography, I try to think of it in an egoless fashion. As much as our photography is for us, it's also as much for the viewer. If not, it's more for the viewer. We have to divide our photography experience into two parts. How we see, how what we see is seen. The first part we have control over, full control, how we see. But what we see and how we see is seen. That second part, the viewer, we have no control over. We have no perspective on. We really have no influence over. We can't control the viewer. We can only control the frame. From that moment, we have to let that image go. We have to put it out there for the viewer to see, for the viewer to gain perspective on, and for them to see how we see, to try to imagine what lives just outside that frame. As we get into today's episode, I would love to hear in the comments what photography means to you, what your photography means to you. Photography is something that really has been so important to me as a craft, as a way that I make my living. It's been so important since day one. There's been no more important time for photography for me than today. Today's the most important day when it comes to making pictures. And whether you are trying to be a professional photographer, whether you just want to embrace photography and be better at the craft, today's episode is all about, as last episode we reminded you why it is that you started photography in the first place. Today is just about the love of photography and what photography means to you and how important photography is to you. That's a question that I'm asking. How important is photography to you? Photography is incredibly important. Today, we're going to talk a little bit about some things that we can learn from a master. And that master, you guys might know him as Edward Weston. And Weston was prolific. Weston is amazing and was amazing. And the things that we can learn from Edward Weston, let's just go through some amazing Edward Weston. Edward, oh my God, I'm calling him Edward Weston. Edward Weston. Albert Watson. I'm mixing up Albert Watson and Edward Weston. Oh my word. We're talking about Edward Weston today. Quotes that we can learn from Weston. Photography is for prolific artists. Photography suits the temper of this age of active bodies and minds. Photography is a perfect medium, one for those whose mind is teeming with ideas, with imagery, for a prolific worker who could be slowed down by painting or sculpting. For one who sees quickly and acts decisively and accurately. Photography is great if you want to make art instantly, to be decisive without the delays of painting. Never repress your artistic expression. I'd say to any artist, don't be repressed in your work. Dare to experiment. Dare to consider any urge. If it's in a new direction, all the better. Photography in life is all about experimentation, trying new things and finding new paths and directions. You have to follow your artistic urges. Shoot more than your eyes see. The fun thing about photography, you're augmenting your vision and reality. The camera sees more than the human eye does, so why not make use of it? Don't make factual photos as we see reality. Instead, create your own reality. Photograph ordinary things and make them extraordinary. Anything that excites me for any reason, I'll photograph. I'm not searching for unusual subject matter, but making the commonplace unusual. Here's a portrait of Weston. Funny enough, it looks like he has nail polish on two of his nails. Or on one whole hand. There's another picture of Weston. It's very tiny, that frame, though. And another. Let's go back to the toilet photo. Toilet by Edward Weston. For 2 weeks, Weston studied and photographed the ordinary plumbing fixture from different angles. For this version, he dispensed with a tripod. He rested his 8x10 view camera on the floor. He directed the lens upwards, lending unexpected volume and monumentality to the subject. He wrote, "The swelling, sweeping forward motion of the finely progressing contours reminded him very much of the victory of Samothrace." Toilet. Don't just photograph the exotic. Photograph the familiar and make it look extraordinary. Weston had some amazing quotes. Don't just study photography for inspiration. Study sculpture. Also study sculpture. Let me find another amazing frame here. Oh, this is a great one. Discover composition while you shoot, not from composition theory. Now, consult the rules of composition before making a picture is a little like consulting the law of gravity before going for a walk. Such rules and laws are deduced from the accomplished fact. They are products of the reflection. Everybody knows Weston photographed peppers, and he loved to shoot peppers. Discover your compositions while you shoot, and afterwards when judging your files in post. Don't be a slave to composition theory. You have to have a fresh perspective to each picture. Approach each photograph like a beginner. When a subject matter is forced to fit into preconceived patterns, there can be no freshness in the vision. Following the rules of composition, we can only lead to tedious repetition of pictorial cliches. I love this guy's work. Don't think while shooting. Don't think while shooting. One does not think during creative work any more than one thinks while driving a car. But one having a background of years of learning, unlearning, success, failure, dreaming, thinking, experience, all of this, then the moment of creation, focusing it all into the moment so you can make without thought. 15 carefully considered photographs, one every 15 minutes. Given material with many possibilities, but they're all the eyes have seen this life influence me. Start with no preconceived ideas. This is a really important quote. I start with no preconceived ideas. Discovery excites me to focus, then rediscovery through the lens. The final form of presentation seen on the ground glass, the finished print, pre-visioned completely in every detail of texture, movement, proportion, long before the exposure. The shutter's release automatically and finally fixes my conception, allowing no after manipulation. The ultimate end, the print, is but a duplication of awe that I saw and felt through my camera. Have an empty mind before you shoot, like a Zen photographer. Discover new things and use that enthusiasm to make incredible photographs. Then process and export your photos so that it's a recreation of what you felt while you were shooting. Master the art of photography. Do not get distracted by the tools. Stick with one camera. Stick with that same camera and equipment for a long time. Master it and try to squeeze the fullest potential out of it. The fact is that relatively few photographers ever master their medium. Instead, they allow the medium to master them, and they go on an endless squirrel cage of a chase from lens to gadget, never staying with one piece of equipment long enough to truly learn its full capacities, becoming lost in the maze of technical information that is little of or no use since they don't really know what to do with it. Don't be a slave to the facts or to the rules. There's some you need to follow, but most you can break. And don't be a rational photographer. Rather, be irrational. Never stop experimenting, exploring, or trying new things. The great scientist dares to differ from accepted facts. You have to think irrationally. Let the artist do the same. And don't forget, photography is all about emotion. It's about the human soul. Edward Weston said, "My work is never intellectual. I never make a negative unless I'm emotionally moved by the subject." Some amazing quotes from Edward Weston. I hope that inspired. I hope you're inspired. It's been a minute since I've really investigated some work of the masters, and I really think that it's necessary for us to look back at the masters, to look at the work of photographers gone by that did it before us without film. I mean, without digital, without computers, without Photoshop. They did it on film, usually large format, and the work speaks for itself. So as you endeavor into your digital photography, know that yes, there are rules, but the rules are made to be broken. Yes, there are style things that we're all hoping to achieve. Yes, there are dreams that we're trying to achieve with our camera, but most importantly, we're doing this for the love of the craft. We're doing this for the love of the game because we love photography, and we're doing this to honor the image. We're doing this to honor that thing that we saw, that vision that we imagined through our camera, and we're saving it. We're saving time, and it's done in 1/25th of a second. It's pretty incredible that we all have this skill set and the technology to do it. I feel as we evolve as photographers and as photography evolves, we can't forget the core. I really do believe that the core of us as photographers and creators, we all start from that core of love and loving the craft and loving creativity. And I think that it's important that every once in a while we go back to the masters, look at a photo book, look online and search Yusef Karsh, search Richard Avedon, look at Peter Lindbergh, look at Albert Watson, look at the work of Edward Weston, and find some photography that inspires. Guys, it is time for your favorite part of today's and every day's episode. It is when I review your photographs. For some real photo reviews, let's get into it. Our first photographer comes all the way from the west of Canada. His name is Sam McRae. Sam McRae has put up a beautiful mountain sunset. And again, Sam, the lines in this photograph are gorgeous. The leading line through here, how this brings you through the photograph, your discipline in the corners. This black silhouette is just gorgeous. The focus, this sharp line is amazing. Punch of cloud. Your main cloud focus here is gorgeous, and the color tone. Also, how you put this mountain on the third is really nice. It gives the sky a really nice space and sensibility, and this little bit of darkness that you have here in the corner is gorgeous. For me, this is an absolute banger. You should be thrilled with this photograph, Sam. This is fantastic, my guy. You should be thrilled. Good shit. First shot from our man, Sam McRae. Good shot, Sam. Let's go. Let's get into another photograph. Let's see who else has submitted. We got some photos from Devon Shu. Dev says, actually, a few street portraits. Oh, Dev, this is gorgeous. Just like right to the core. Look at this portrait from Devon Shu. Dev is a 21-year-old photographer. He's been watching me for a couple of years. I've been mentoring him for a couple of years. This is an incredible photograph. I want you to see this close up. Look at the texture. Look at the tears almost in the eyes. What a fantastic capture. The texture, the jacket, the composition. Let's look at this as a cover. It's just fantastic. It's the cover of Behind the Picture magazine. What a fantastic subject. What a fantastic shot. Really, really great. There's one more from Dev that we're going to look at. And these are street portraits from Dev. This is the second image from Dev. Wow, this is another fantastic capture. Really, really great skin. Really, really sharp. He shot these, I believe, on his Fuji GFX, 100 megapixel, super sharp, really, really strong. Again, look at this as a cover. Amazing, 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 amazing. Dev, you should be thrilled. This is a fantastic, fantastic capture. Amazing. Let's look at two more from Sam, three more from Sam. Sam dropped a couple more photographs. Let's get into pictures from Sam. Sam, this is gorgeous. This is so gorgeous that it should be in a frame on a wall. Like, look at this fire sky, I would describe it as. The the layer of these extra lighter clouds on top. Let me just hide my camera. On top of these darker clouds are just these darker clouds on top of the lighter clouds. This is high art, Sam. Like, honestly, this ominous black that's happening up here is just insane. Like, wow, 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 wow. This should be available for stock, for sale, like right now. Like, it's spectacular. This is another one of those show stopping captures. You should be absolutely thrilled with this, Sam. What a capture. Great, great, great shot. Great shot. Wow. That's another humdinger from the one they call Sam McRae. And another. Sam, this series is beautiful. Beautiful. Tell me you shouldn't be framing this and making prints of this. Like, this is something that's just so optimistic to have on a wall. It's a beautiful background. It's a beautiful, like, imagine stock photography. There's, Sam, so many amazing applications for the way to use these cloud photographs. And you've discovered a new series. You've discovered a new series of personal work that you can use that is very monetizable. You should be absolutely thrilled. And the fact that these shots go together, the fact that they stand alone, the fact that they could be prints, the fact that they could be stock, the fact that they could be for sale. There's so many different instances that you could use these as backgrounds for inspirational quotes. There's so many different ways that this cloud photography is going to come into play. Very proud of you. Really great stuff. Last one. This one has great depth. It's almost as if you were in the clouds when you made this. It almost looks like you were in the clouds, like this upswing that's happening here and this pressure shift that's happening in here is amazing. The darkness down here, what looks like rain down here, and the blue sky happening up here is amazing. It's so layered. This is up and behind. Over here, like it again, Sam, this is absolutely amazing. Guys, if you're feeling this photography from Sam McRae, make sure you drop some flames, make sure you drop some hearts. Let Sam know how much you appreciate this new photography from Sam. Sam, that's great. Really fantastic. Sam says that he has a new telephoto, which is clearly you're using it in a way that is very effective and a great way to add new content to your portfolio. This is fantastic. Fantastic. Look at all the Sam. Look at all the Sams you got, hearts. Look at all the hearts you got going on, Sam. Amazing. Guys, that's photography from Sam McRae. Very impressive. Sam, I gotta say, my favorite. I mean, this is just deadly. Deadly. This is incredible. Like, for me, this is the most rare sky of all of them. I do notice it's cropped to 8x10. I would love to see the full frame. Keep in mind when you're going horizontal like this, the full frame is like an 8x12. So I'd love to see it a little bit more widescreen. That's definitely my favorite. It's fantastic. Like, literally out of this world. You should be thrilled. Our favorite drone photographer, his name is Josh McCoy. Josh has made some, I guess, drone photography where he's chasing go-karts. This is some drone FOV It is 30 seconds, quite short. He suggested that we mute it. Say a little go-kart chasing. And we do have the option of watching the full video. Let me see how, oh, the full video is like 16 minutes. So let's just watch the clip. Let's just watch the clip first. Josh, you said to mute it, which I will take your advice and do. Let's see Josh with some drone flying. It looks incredibly hard to follow this. You're in the rhythm now. Wow, Josh, this is really hard. Really difficult, but great practice for you. Great practice, definitely. Great perspective shift. Ooh. You're avoiding the pulls too. Wow, it's almost like you caught that guy in the back. Yeah, this is great photography, Josh. Great. I think you just have to work on smoothing it out. And I think that it's really difficult because, I mean, I can't even imagine how difficult this is and not hitting those poles. But I do love this. I would love to see all the different styles of the way that you're filming this. Yeah, there's a couple shaky spots where it's which what he says the next time he'll be shooting with a GoPro, which will smooth things out a bit. Yeah, yeah, so you're saying it was scary. I definitely can see that. And you're going to change the camera on your drone to a GoPro, which is going to increase the stability. This is the onboard camera. I'm looking forward to seeing what it looks like when it's actually when you do it again. And also, like, the more practice that you do, the better. The more practice, every Friday and Saturday, that's great. So it's just a matter of time. I mean, you're really monetizing your drone business. You're really thinking about all the different ways that you can make money with your drone, which is super smart. And again, it's like you're on your way. You just do fill me in on your first job. I know you booked your first job, but they canceled. But then I thought that you got another job that's going to sort of replace that, as that one was going to be your first job. So do let me know how that worked out. If you guys want to submit your photographs to have them reviewed, if you want me to look at your drone footage, if you want me to look at your website, join the Discord. Make sure you drop your stuff into AAPP submissions, which is Ask a Photo Pro submissions, and I'll look at it live on the air and give you my 2 cents. All right. Sergio, welcome. Turtle, glad you're watching. Vicky, glad you're watching. Who else do we got in here? Julie, glad you're here. Glad you're here, Julie. And of course, all of my bots. I'm just kidding. Guys, if there's any questions that you have for me, now would be the time. I like to answer questions. We like to keep these Tuesday, Thursday episodes pretty casual. You know, I do go through extensive show notes on most of my episodes, but, you know, today's notes were pretty light. I wanted to keep the beginning of today's episode super inspirational, the second part of today's episode inspiring, and now it's all about you. I asked earlier in the episode why you love photography, what does photography mean to you? Maybe hit me in the comments. Let me know. Hit me in the live chat. Any new thoughts on AI in the future? That's a great question, Sam. The future of photography, I think the future of photography looks bright. It's just a matter of time before they add more AI assistance into our photography. The fundamentals of photography, I don't believe, are going to change. What is going to change is our back end, what happens with post, how much easier it'll be to select our favorite images, how easy it'll be to fix skin flaws, like that kind of stuff. But as far as recreating our creativity, I don't believe we're ever going to be at the point where our creativity is at jeopardy. If you guys have tested the Photoshop AI stuff, it's kind of garbage. Like, it's not creating anything from nothing. If you're like, give me a background of like funny clowns, like all taking pictures, it's like the stuff is horrifying. You know, I'm going to do a whole episode just on the new Photoshop beta because I think it's pretty hilarious. I've just wanted to learn a little bit more about it, learn how to do everything that's new that Adobe's offering with this new program so I can actually show you. So, you know, that's definitely I don't know. Now AI, let's talk about how we're using AI already. You know, and I'm not talking about ChatGPT. I'm more talking about eye tracking. You know, eye tracking is AI. Eye tracking, identifying whether you're shooting a person, whether you're shooting a dog, a cat, a camel, a horse. Your camera knows what you're aiming at. Your camera judging the speed that things are traveling. Like, we do have AI built into our camera a little bit already. It's not amazingly advanced yet. Photography is still like, and us photographers will always fight to keep photography as core as possible. But there's something to be said for using AI as a great assistant. There's something to be said for using AI as a tool. Imagine if built into Lightroom, there was a tool that allowed us to pick our best favorite photographs faster, just based on our patterns and how we've chosen the best photographs in the past, based on how we shoot. Like, that would help us, you know, if we could shoot something. What if there was that same AI could look at our photographs, no photos that are too light, no photos that are too dark, and adjust that for us automatically and add our look and feel and treatment automatically? Like, I think that's what I mean when I say there's a way to make AI an assistant. There's a program called Imagine AI that is actually doing a lot of that stuff. I just think it's just a matter of time before Adobe buys Imagine and incorporates what Imagine's doing into Creative Cloud. I think that that's the next natural step. So I'm not too worried about it. I think we're not one of those jobs. Like, if you're a creator, you can use AI to make your content creation a little bit easier. AI editors, meaning video editors, are still not quite there, but we're still early. Am I a fan of AI in general? I think we could do without it. Like, the whole concept that the Google creator who created AI is like left the company and is like, where AI is right now, it's too scary for even him to proceed, and he's the inventor. That says a lot. If they scrapped AI in general, like right now, and like took it off the board, I'd be fine with it. You know, it's just, it's unfortunately too late. You know, like, AI is writing, AI is doing so many tasks, but there's a different tone and a different soul to AI generated content versus human generated content. So, you know, and at some point, there's going to have to be like a flag created with AI. Like, that's what's going to, anything that's created with AI is going to have like a watermark made with AI, because people are going to ask for honesty, you know? Yeah, Julie says it's pretty shit and easy to spot. You know, I definitely agree. I for sure agree. So Sam says he worries one day people will be able to make photos just by typing. I think people can do that right now. The only thing is that the results are garbage. The results are just garbage, and there's just no way that AI is ready to replace photography. It's just, I don't think it's ever going to happen. Like, our trained eye, and clients want exact specifications. They need special resolutions. There's just, AI is just not there yet, you know? So I don't think it's anything for us to worry about, but we can use AI in its current state to help us and to help us be more efficient. I think that that's the smart money, is learning how to use it to make you more efficient, a more efficient creator. I think that's important. to organize your life, to, there's all kind as an alternative to Google, but it has already gone too far. So that's my 2 cents and a bag of chips on AI. What else do you guys have for me? Any other questions? Any other questions? And guys, we're getting into summer. We're really getting into summer, and I'm really excited to see what you guys are doing with the assignments that I've been giving. I think that the assignments are fun. Our current assignment is watch Sunday's episode, which are games photographers should play. And I came up with 9 amazing exercises that photographers can do in order to like re-fall in love with photography. This week's assignment is simple. Watch that episode, pick one of those 9, and then do that as your assignment, and then show me the results. Like, Vicky says that she's really excited to try one of those games. I'm excited to see what you guys do with it. And again, keep in mind these assignments are fun, but they're also designed in such a way to really help you get better at photography, to really sharpen your skills, to really also teach you how to shoot a little bit under pressure, because I'm going to look at it. It teaches you how to shoot and be creative on demand, meaning you're working for an art director. The art director's like, here's the assignment. It's due on Saturday. And then between now and Saturday, you got to go make it. So that's what these assignments do. It trains you to be a photographer. You're under no obligation to do my assignments, obviously, but just know if you do them, it just definitely sharpens your skills. I make sure that every assignment that I create is something that's going to benefit you. And for the people who do the assignments, you'll see they're always happy that they did them. So guys, today, nice chill episode. Hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you guys are inspired by some inspirational words and quotes from Edward Weston. Weston is one of the masters. Why I called him Albert Weston, I knew it. It sounded wrong, but I was, yeah, apologies for that. But you guys all knew who I was talking about. Guys, I appreciate you so much for watching today's episode. We will be back again on Thursday for some deep photo reviews. I'm really, really hoping that you guys are excited to submit some new photos. Do play a photo game. Shoot some photos. And if you don't want to do my most recent assignment, there's 2 more assignments that you can do. You just have to join the Discord, look at the weekly assignments folder, and see something that you might want to try. If you guys love photography like I do, like the viewers of my show are obsessed about photography, like they are literally obsessed about photography, definitely consider subscribing. I upload 3 days a week, Tuesday, Thursday, Sunday. I do this podcast, and I also make recorded, edited video content when my photography schedule allows. I am one of those photographers that is a working photographer. I do YouTube in order to help you get to the next level, but I definitely create my YouTube around my actual professional photography career. So if you haven't been seeing new edited videos from me, it's just because my day-to-day is slammed lately. I literally did a shoot today. I have a shoot tomorrow. I'm shooting a video tomorrow evening. Like, then we're at Thursday, Friday, I'm shooting again. It's just, there's so many shoots. That's the reason. So also sending a big congratulations to one of our viewers. Her name is Julie Lagovska. Julie has just completed another job, which I helped her get. It's a client who called me, asked me if I could shoot an event, and I said, I don't do that. I won't shoot that kind of thing, but I will have one of my assistants shoot this. Julie said that she would happily shoot it, and Julie did her first event coverage job. She used a speed light and a Gary Fong. And a Gary Fong is a plastic modifier that you put on top of your flash. Julie managed to make incredible photographs. I'm very excited to see this photography. And Julie, proud of you for stepping outside your comfort zone, shooting a job that you were scared to death to do. But I told you that you were going to be amazing at it. And was I right? Was the client happy? Did they love the photography? And didn't you love shooting it? It was fun, yes? So again, it's one of those things, if you are in Toronto and like within arm's length of me, sometimes you'll end up getting assignments that I can't do. And Julie says nothing scares her after the bombs that are dropping over Ukraine, but she was anxious, but you had a good time. You had a good time. I think you did a great job. I did see a few frames. I didn't see a lot, but the frames that I saw, very proud of you. Guys, that wraps up today. I hope you're inspired. If you guys have any kind of things that you want to talk to me about offline, send me a DM on Discord. I'm happy to talk to you guys about anything. My photo mentorship program is happening. You can see information on that in the video description. Check it on my website. Also, what else? What other housekeeping? Yeah, just stay positive, and know like this photography thing, it's not going anywhere. Whether you're ready to like jump in with both feet today or next week or the week after it, like don't put pressure on yourself, but do know showing up is the hardest part. You get better every time you shoot. This is a career that I've been in shooting photos for 40 years. I've been professional for over 30, and I still learn new things every time I shoot pictures. So, yeah, it never stops. Guys, I hope you enjoyed today's episode, and we will see you back here on Thursday. Appreciate you all for watching. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Have a fantastic day.